Hey, hey, hey. You're now tuned into Underdog Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today I have my man, Kendrick Thomas, MED, principal, mentor, speaker. He helped the youth. That's what my mans do. How are you doing
Oh
today?
man, I'm good, man. I appreciate you for having me on the platform. Yeah, underdogs, man. Let's run it.
Let's go. So before we get into our conversation today, sponsor is Christian Dewan is my own clothing line. If you use the promo code Underdog Talk, you get 15% off. Underdog is spelled UNDERDAWG Talk, and you get 15% off. We got t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. Christian Dewan is spelled DEJUAN dot com, and 15% off. So you're an educator. I'm an educator. We're both black men. We
Yeah,
both worked in the elementary school. How, when you first got into school, how was it for you?
man. Honestly, man, it was crazy for me, dude. 2001, man. That was my first experience in school. That was alternative middle school, but fast forward coaching high school. Now thinking about coming from high school to elementary school. Dude, that first year, man, there was a few kids, they just cried, brother. I didn't know how not to talk rough. I didn't have that elementary setup, but after 9 years, dude, that time we
Yeah. So for me, I started off in special education in elementary school. So it was like okay, but then I still had an impact in the school, and yeah, I had to learn how not to have that dad voice. Cause as a dad, you go, hey, kids,
hey,
what's going on? And they cool, but when you at school, you got a little girl, she crying, little boy here. You can't be all out. You gotta give hugs and different stuff like that, and it's a total difference. Kids definitely will give you patience. They will definitely give you patience. So, um, how was it being a black teacher? Were you at a
yeah.
school where it was predominantly black? Was it mixed? How was it being a black teacher, black male teacher?
Me, man, no different than what and the same thing. I was a
Hey, your connection messed up. I can't hear you. Nope.
business real quick, bro.
Yep, you back.
Okay, okay, there we go. We just gonna run
Yep.
it. Okay, but
So, I think my question was, how was it being a black male teacher? Like when you first started, was you in a dominantly black school? Was it white?
mhm.
Was it mixture? How was that for you?
Yeah, like I say, for me, bro, I was an educator, 21 years, right? And so my thing was behavior. And so of course, as I came to the elementary school, we call it structure. Some places they call it so many different things. But so in the structure class, same thing, man. You find yourself trying not to get caught into almost that role, but because that's pretty much who do it the best is us. But it was a mixed school. Mixed percentage of people on the staff. from Hispanic all the way to black, white. So it was very good atmosphere, very professional, man. So everything was supported. You know, they always show support with the kids. So it was pretty good, man. I didn't and I became the administrator at that school. So the good thing was, even as I came in as that black man in the behavior class, I still was able to work myself out of it, and, you know, and still get back out into the general ed pop too.
Yep, I definitely understand. You don't like when you come in, you don't want to be that black guy or whatever the case may be. So my first elementary school, it was a mixture. Like the top people in the office was black women, had a black assistant principal guy, and then the people I work with, it was a mixture of some white ladies, and then it was some black people. So it was a mixture of it. So it kind of worked out. But like throughout the school, they ain't really mess with me because I come in, I got a hat, I got something on my shirt, I'm listening to the headphones, I'm like, "What's up?" to the kids, and they like. But then as the school year went on, guess who they sent their kids to that was acting up? Oh, they sent them to me. They
Yeah.
start, "Oh, Mr. Jones, oh yeah, oh now you like me because you got to know me. You just judged me because I wasn't. I didn't have to dress like when you work in special education. You don't have to dress up. You got to
Yeah.
wear what you
Yeah.
don't
You
really
got to be
want.
ready to roll, man. You got to
Yeah,
be ready
yeah,
to get on the floor.
yeah. Because
Yes, sir.
yeah, you don't know what happened. You literally, yeah, all types of stuff. So for me, it was a little different. And then I went to another school, and it was mainly black people. It was all black people. Then some white people came as I left. And then this school, from K through 2, and that's mainly where we have our meetings in PD, is just me, is the black dude, and then it's a black
Yeah.
woman. So
Yeah.
it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. Like I definitely can't have a loud voice. I can't like if somebody says something slick, I gotta like, okay, it ain't that slick. I'm gonna let you pass,
Yeah.
but you definitely don't want to slick
Yeah.
again because you slick again, it's not gonna be the way you gonna want it to be. So
Already.
when you're in the school, you're in your particular department, you're in your class, but then, like you said, you kind of the general population. Was it something that you gravitate to the students, or was it kind of like with me, the other teachers was like, "Hey, you think you could talk to such and such?" How did that go
Yeah.
for you?
Oh, just the man. Honestly, dude, I got a job as a behavior specialist in the district. So now I'm doing special ed, but I'm turning over to like the district leadership. So I did that, and we ended up getting an opening on my campus, dude. And so I got back in, and so it was really the leadership part that carried me over to the other side. But then once I got in, dude, and you get to meet, like, you know, of course I was the king inside my room with my 8 kids. But now when you get a chance to talk to 800 daily, dude, it kept me there. And then after that, man, the instruction got me there because now I got this connection. I got to make sure everything is right for these babies, man. So that's how I kind of got gravitated over to the other side.
Understand. So when you went to the other side, when you went from the classroom to the other side, how was it? Was it the same kind of welcome, hey, how you doing, or was it
Yeah.
like, who is this guy?
No, man, it was crazy. I was at the same school, dude. So like all the people I used to go to happy hour with, all the people I used to hang out with, dude, I couldn't go no more. You know, so it was crazy, man. I remember probably like the first week, me and one of my friends bumped heads because it just was a different role. You know, this was like the person that was helping me a lot. But now, you know, we got to kind of step into that. Then it's my first year. I'm gung ho, not understanding the importance of relationships, you know, versus compliance. You know, and so yeah, man, it was crazy though. Only for the simple fact of like I had to transition into that role from being just a dude, the special ed teacher with like 8 kids.
Yeah, I,
Yeah,
I I definitely know how that goes. Especially like you said, like people like, man, I ain't messing with you. You might be the ops. You might go tell on me.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't mess with you on that. And
Man, the
what
boy
you
say,
just said,
nah.
like building relationships is very important in school, no matter your background, no matter where you like if you're in the same department, you gotta somewhat build relationships. And I'm learning that because like all the ladies in kindergarten, they all different. They
Yeah,
all like different people. Some are emotional. It's like as the dude, it's like, dang, I don't really know. I don't really do that
yeah,
in public. Like I ain't really just showing crying, crying
yeah,
or and I understand what they're emotional for, but it's like I don't know, I'm just not that kind of person to do that. So it's definitely different, but you definitely have to build relationships.
Yeah,
So
man.
you get in this role, you in school, and how does the role go for you? Is it like, all
Yeah.
right, I'm the man now? Is
Hmm.
easy, or is it like,
Yeah.
yes, sit your butt down and you need to learn some stuff?
Yeah, it was a little bit of all three. But I go back to your relationships with your team. One good thing about the district is everybody take a personality test. And so everybody wear those colors on or and you post them outside of your door. So then I know almost what to expect from you, whether you be emotional or whether I gotta bring the whole full picture before I talk to you. So learning that about people was good just as far as now as a boss, I know how to kind of approach them, you know. Sometimes I was still a little harsh, uh, because I just didn't understand. Like, damn, it don't take all that. But yeah, man, that first year, dude, it was like, hold up, man, sorry about that. It was like just I'm going to do this just cause like I'm the boss, you know. And so crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I like what you just said. Like we took a personality test, but I like what you said. It's outside the door so people
Yeah.
can see. So it helps because when you take those personality tests and you look at it, so we shared it with the person we're going. Like we got a lot of co-teachers. So
Mm-hmm.
me and the other teacher were somewhat similar, but then we're not some similar in some areas. But taking that test definitely helps. Any job, any school, whoever's listening, if you at a job have your job do the personality test. It's very helpful. It's like because people nowadays, oh, I'm this sign, I'm that don't got nothing to do with it. If you know
Mm-hmm.
a person, whatever, if it's an animal or however the test is, and you figure it out and you see, oh, that's why they don't like to communicate with me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we keep bumping. It makes a world of a difference.
I'm telling
Because
you,
the
bro.
lady I'm with, like I know like she how to talk to her. Like before, if I didn't take a test or any of that, me and her would have been at it. We'd
Mm-hmm.
have been going because I'm like, oh, that's what you own. I'm with it too. And it's like, I don't want to do that
Yeah.
because, especially being a black man, and you don't want to go at a woman. That looks bad in
Mm-hmm.
all angles. It don't matter what the situation is. So it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I definitely love that you said that your school does that. So you
Yeah.
said you the man, but then it's
Yeah.
harder. It's
Yeah.
like I think sometimes when people get responsibility or a title or move
Mm-hmm.
up, it's like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, and then it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you are, but your responsibilities are more. So are you
Mm-hmm.
gonna help us or are you gonna hurt us? Like, did we
Yeah.
give you this position to make us better, or are you just happy that you got the position?
Mm-hmm.
So as time goes along, what was your journey through school? Because I know you've been principal, you speak, you do all these different things. How was that
Yeah.
journey like, and what kind of made you want to go into those different avenues outside of the school?
Yeah. Man. One, it all came from starting the podcast, right? And so the podcast came from understanding like it's bigger than me, and how do I reach out to that community? Because as I became an administrator, I started learning like the podcast is I mean, I started learning that the community is really got to be my ally through this because when I call, I need y'all. When it's fundraising time, I need y'all, you know, all these pieces. When it's volunteer time. So I was like, okay, how can I be able to put something out to the community that will be able to bring people in? But also, so for instance, Teacher Appreciation Day, I was able to get some of the parents onto the podcast. So that all started from there. And then as I got more into it, I started writing and doing the books, but I always did the speaking though, because man, the like underdog for real, man. So it just was so much that I always wanted to get out, but you know, trying to juggle it, it only been happening like that the last 3 years, where I had to kind of move to compartmentalize the businesses. But dude, these last 3 years have been busy, you know, just from getting the website up going, getting the books out, and being a mentor to young men that I'm doing in the school, creating programs. It's been busy, brother, but I'll tell you, it's worth it. Like I said, I was on the news a few times, man. I had the people in my community do articles, and when you get a chance to see that, and then the parents like reach out to you and say, "Well, here go my kid a few years later. He did this because of a program. You know, we talking about something simple as having them all, giving them dress shirts, or having them wear ties once a week. So, brother, it's been a journey, but it's been worth
Yeah, definitely. I definitely understand working in the education, speaking, having a podcast. I got a clothing line in there, and then being a dad too. So it's a lot. Like people don't understand that journey because sometimes it's not about money, but it's about, like you said, being able to help outside of the school, being able to get the community involved. How do we do those different things? And that's dope that you came up with the podcast to be able to help and getting parents on and letting people express themselves, because
it.
that's what a lot of people in school, we don't get to express ourselves
Yeah,
because you work in a certain department, or you're
yeah,
assistant, or you're this or you're that, or
yeah,
sometimes the parents' voice don't get heard. So that's dope in itself.
yeah.
So I definitely like just
Dude,
going to
okay.
school and getting
Yeah,
off work. That's tiring. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, man, our thing at 8:30. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because if I lay down, it's
it's a
a
wrap.
wrap. It's over with. So I'm like, all right, went to the store, did all these different things just because like it's tiresome. But the other stuff that we do outside is helpful. And it's not, like you said, it's bigger than us.
Yeah,
Like, it's bigger than us being an educator in the school and being a black man. It's like, okay, that's cool, but how can these kids remember us down the road?
yes,
I
sir.
had a kid, I ain't spoken in a detention center in, I say at least 3 years probably. Dude was like, hey man, just was it today? It was today or yesterday. He was like, hey man, you talked at the detention. I remember you, man, and they
Mm,
always have a smile or whatever. And I'm like, dang, that
yeah,
was some years ago and you remember me. I'm like, that's what's up, man. And some kids, they come up and like, man, I graduated, or I did this, or I'm doing this just from that time they seen me talking. It's like, okay, I'm doing something right.
yeah,
And so, what are some of your challenges
yeah,
being black men in education? Because
yeah,
I know what challenges are, but what are some of the challenges that you face throughout your journey?
yeah. First off, I want to say about the podcast, man. When you said giving people in certain departments or area, dude, the podcast name is Education Unleashed. And so, man, we like my first guest this season is gonna be Principal Caffelli. So like I'm bringing some brothers on that really speak their mind, but they got the knowledge and the background to back it up, man. So looking forward, bro. You got to sign up too, man. Well, come on, man. I need you. But
Yeah,
man, into your question, dude, the biggest thing, like I think about my journey in College Station, Texas A&M land. You know, shoot, man, being a brother down there, being in the community and being urban was hard, because I might, once I leave out of school, man, I was telling my kids just this today, dude, I got the bag of jeans on, I got the t-shirt on, I got the hat turned some kind of way, with the shades on, because I'm really not trying to be out there. And people, it didn't matter. I was a football coach, I was on the news. It didn't matter, man. But that just remind you still a black man. Like Kanye said, man. Like in a coop. So man, it just crazy. And then you get up here to Houston, more community, a little bigger, so it didn't have to kind of face that. But still, it was pieces of getting put into that box, bro. Where like you the black dude, so you gonna work with the bad kids, or all those kind of things, man. But other than that, man, knowledge, and I'm thankful that that has been my only thing because I control that. But knowledge has been the only thing that has, at this point, stopped me from getting to the next level. And so, man, I'm learning and just moving along, brother.
I definitely understand the knowledge part, because it's bigger than the A's and B's and the work of the school. It's like, how do you get your kids to learn? How do you get them to do this? And it's like, I listen, school, me, didn't get along. Me, I graduated with a 1.7 in high school.
Yeah,
College, two-time dropout. No, I school. And I'm like, how am I ended up here? But then it's like that knowledge that I gained from school, it helps me on the podcast. It helps me speak. So it's like
yeah,
that knowledge, it helps me like get further in the I started off as an assistant and now I'm a full-time teacher.
For
So
sure.
gaining that knowledge but not knowing the knowledge is frustrating because it's like we're competitive in nature. So it's like I want to be the best, but it's like you don't
Yeah.
know how to be the best. You
Yeah.
gotta learn to like
Gotta
it ain't
learn.
where you go. It ain't where you go to school, you go, you get off at 4, whatever time, you go home and it's over. No, that's not how you be a great educator. That's
Yeah.
not how you be a great person. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
do all that. So I understand the knowledge. Then I understand, oh, this the black guy. Let's send the bad kids to him. No, let me get Jimmy,
Yeah.
Tommy, little smart kids. Let me get them. Like in my class, she like, who you want? Give me the high kids. I'll take
Mm-hmm.
the high kids. Or, I don't want always to be, oh, let's send them to, no, don't always
Yeah.
send those kids because you want to send all the kids. I
Yeah.
want every color. I want all of them, whoever, because every one of the kids is going through something and I can
Mm-hmm.
help them. Not where just send me little man and little such and such. No, I don't want them
For
because
sure.
sometimes I want to knock them out. I ain't
Yeah.
going, as
I'm
a
tired too.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you with the shits? I'm with the shits too. What you want to
Hey,
do? Like,
come on,
and so
man.
I definitely get that they put you in a box, but when you show that you're educated, and it don't have to do with a degree or nothing, when it shows you know how to communicate, when
Yeah.
you're able to whatever department, wherever they stick you, you're able to do it. They're like, oh, he's adding
Mm-hmm.
value. It's
Yep.
not where he's the black guy and we can send
Mm-hmm.
him there. So I applaud you for that because most black dudes that are in school, we're not just that guy because
Yeah.
we know what y'all expect us to be, and most of
Mm-hmm.
us are people that want to help everybody.
Yeah.
So when you were doing the mentoring, was it something that you had in the school, or was it something in the community?
Yeah. Man, it started in the school and then it kind of pushed out to the community, which is still developing now. But yeah, starting in the school, man. Dude, I read. That's why it's so awesome that I'm gonna have Principal Kafele on. Dude, in 2011, I wrote his book, like My Know What Your Mails, like achieving inside and outside the classroom. And so, dude, in there, he gives a blueprint for a mentor program. And I just so happened to leave high school, move to elementary, and like I say, moved to mixed school, man. And my principal was cool. Dude, I was able to start the mentoring program there all the way in 2014. And from there, man, it progressed just so many pieces until like I started being on kind of the leader side of it with my district. And then after that, man, we started just moving it out, bringing it out to the community. So like, I want to say this was the beginning of the year. I did like a community forum, man, where I got together with some black dudes, and they all said, man, we're willing to kind of tutor kids outside of school. Like one of the homies, he got a sprinkler system, like company. He like, man, I don't mind taking somebody under the wing, interns. My boy with the barbershop, man, I don't mind taking somebody. And so that's what we trying to do, man, get these young brothers off the street. So I had a little kid the other day, man. He said, man, this school ain't for me. And so brother said, I'm done. Aunt said, I'm withdrawing it. So I told him, man, we right in the corner at the barbershop in the hood. Come by, brother. Let's talk. Because it wasn't nothing I could do to change his mind right then. But yeah, man, that's how we try to do it outside that schoolhouse.
I love it, man. I love it. Applaud you for that. I'm similar, but mine was in the community, and then it went to the school I was at.
Mhm.
So I coached basketball, and I had a little kid. He was, messing up at school, and his mom and his dad came and can you talk to him, coach? And I got on him. Then her friend came with her son. He on a whole nother team. So it's parents from another team sending him. So then I was like, I created it, and we was doing stuff. It was me and my buddy. It was kind of hard. And then when I got into school, I had it in the school at the elementary school for the 4th and 5th graders, and I could see you could see a change in the kids because they wasn't bad. They just didn't have a dad at home, stuff like that. And by the end of the year, a lot of them behaviors changed. They was able to go on the field trips and do stuff. So the school I'm at now, there's after school program. So you come up
Come on.
with your own little club, and the lady's like, "Oh, if you need any help, I'm good. I know what I'm about to do. Y'all just don't know what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it's just boys, just boys. I'm gonna have boys and girls, and we gonna do I have a mentor program. I don't know what I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
call it, but I'm like, cool. I got an opportunity in the school, and it's 2 times a week, and then they gonna be like, oh, okay, that's just 3 through 6. We need this with the middle school. We need this with the.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I got my opportunity, and that's very important to have those mentor or different programs. Because there was a guy here, I think his name is Robert Jackson. He's a speaker. He had a book. The counselor at the old school gave me a book
Yeah,
like, here, this is a mentor program.
man,
This is
I
what you
got
want
that
to do.
book, man.
Yep,
You the no excuses.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that's it, brother.
yep,
Yeah, that's what I
yep.
use.
Gave me the
Yeah,
book,
that's
and
what I
that's how.
use.
Cause look, this is the thing about education. They're like, okay, you got that's cool. You got a cute name. You got this, but what are you gonna be doing with them? And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
man.
They're
What you
like,
gonna
oh, you
do
gotta
with
get
them?
this. Yeah. So you gotta come up with a curriculum. You gotta come up with paperwork, all this stuff. And I came up with it. And I'm like, this is dope. Even though I didn't want to do it, but it's dope to see what you're
Yeah,
gonna show the kids and all those different things. So, like you said before, knowledge is very important. It can stop you
yeah,
because
man.
you can have a great idea. The school gonna look at you like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah,
What's the data? That's
yeah.
what one thing I had to learn is about data.
Yes, sir.
Everything is about data. It
Yeah,
don't
man.
like, especially when you're in school. So you got the mentor program. You got you in the schools. What what's the next thing for you? Like, what are you? Do you want to stay in the schools, or do you want to
Mm-hmm.
take what you do for the schools outside and create your own? Like,
Yeah,
where do you see that avenue going
yeah.
for you?
Look, man. I first I want to shout, man. You said you was assistant. Look, I was a para, bro. I started out as a one-on-one para, bro. Do not play no games, man. But I think next for me, man, is well, shoot, I don't know, man. I got 7 years, 8 years at the most left. Maybe 9. I think he say for retirement. But if I don't make it, then I'm going. Yeah, the plan is to speak, man. So I'm kind of creating a program. I've already created a few trainings, for kids. I mean, for classroom teachers, of just simply working with that unidentified ED student. So how do we service him, or even how do you set up a high structured, high need classroom for teachers that don't have that experience? So creating programs like that, creating almost plug and play boys club mentoring programs that schools can use where I come in and train the teachers. Also working with single moms, man, of young boys, and really teaching them, how to be more in touch with the boys. And I got a book coming out called Nurture Son, like nurturing dad. And so how do we give him what he needs so that he breaks that cycle and learns empathy, to just simply start to create that cycle for his family. So that's the plan, man. We trying to get all that going, man, just for helping our boy.
So we're gonna segue into I don't know exactly what it's called, but you told me it's 3 ways. It's a something I can share with the audience.
Oh
So
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
talk to us about that.
Oh, what I did was I really put out a preview chapter of the book, because what's happening is the book is all it's kind of like stories, but it's more of a guide where it kind of tells you, like, okay, so if you want to create empathy, kind of start doing this with the kid, or these are the ways you kind of have those conversations of making sure that you're actually listening, but not really pushing your thoughts onto your boy. And so the guide gives them 3 things that they can do as a parent to get their school year started off right for a young man. So that's what's inside of there, man. And so very great article. I also got some more articles on the website where it just still I might break off another chapter of the book, man, because it's so many vast points in there for parents. Until, man, breaking off at least 3 or 4 of them, it ain't gonna even matter, because that's a small scope of how big the entire work is, and it also got a workbook coming with it too. So that's what this is, just a little snippet of that work they can get.
That's dope. I love how you said it's like a guide
Yeah,
because that's what you need in life. Like I remember when we were kids. Oh, I can't wait to be an adult. But guess what? There ain't no adult a guide. It's here you go, and then you
trial
like,
and error,
oh,
boy.
I don't like this. Can I go back?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's just crazy. But that's a good thing that you have that guide to be able to help people. And I like what you said, help single mothers, because it's like you can raise, as a single mother, you can raise a man to be a great human, but you can't
Yeah.
raise a boy to be a man. Like
Yeah.
you just can't, because you're not. And it's like women, oh, I'm the mother and the father. No, you're not the father.
Yeah.
You can't. Like my mom taught me how to be a good human. She didn't teach me how to be a man. She just taught me how to be a good human. I learned how to be a man from trial and error by other men, stuff of that sort down the road. So
Hmm.
I love that you're helping single moms, because
Yeah, man.
they need to understand it. Just like if it was, a single father, he would need some help, from maybe a woman to help them, with the soft side and different stuff. So that's very important, because working in the schools, we see that. That's a
Yeah.
lot of the problems is single
Hmm.
moms. It's grandma
Hmm.
raising the kids, it's TT. His dad's there.
Yeah.
It's more dads now, even
Yeah.
though they don't say it is, but it's still sometimes,
Hmm.
dad's there, but he's not there. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't get the attention. So then they come to school and they want the attention, and the attention is bad, and it's like, okay, what you got going on? Let me figure out what's going on at home, so then I can help you, because that's usually the root of the problem at
Hmm.
home. It ain't, oh, school is difficult. No, it's home. And home could be, they could be out on the streets. You could be homeless. I didn't know there were so many people, kids in school, and they homeless. They living
Yes,
in the
sir.
car, they living in the hotel or whatever, and it's like, how you expect them to go to school and do schoolwork, and they don't know if they gonna sleep in a warm spot tonight, or if they gotta sleep in a car, or whatever the case may be, or they gotta sleep on the floor. So it's like when you get the root of those problems, it's like, now I can help you.
Yeah.
Now I can really, really, like that boy you said. You said, oh no, I can't help you right now, but come out, let me at the barbershop so I
Yeah.
can talk to you,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
can't really get you, because I know what kind of kid you are. I'm gonna need to talk to
Yeah.
you in your language. So I
Yeah.
need, and that's the that's what we do. Like me, you, all the other black men that are educators, we
Yeah.
want to see the young men, not just young men, but young women, but
Hmm.
the young men succeed.
Yeah.
Because we were taught how to survive, but we want to teach them how to thrive. And
Yeah.
you writing a book, and you doing the podcast, and you going from the par to, what's your title now, man? I don't know.
Oh
You
yeah.
move.
Tony the Paramet, assistant principal now.
Okay, now you're
Yeah.
assistant principal, and being an assistant principal, you get to see everything. So now it's like, okay, now I know how to help outside of here. Now I know what kind of book to write. Now I know.
Yeah.
So that's dope that you're using your, I don't your platform at the school,
Yeah.
but to help your platform in your community.
Yes, sir.
Um, so if you say schools, school go back into the, would you stay? Would you lean more into, I might leave the school, or do you think you
Hmm.
would still stay and kind of operate? Because when
Yeah.
COVID hit, everybody got them ideas to do
Yeah.
different stuff, and stuff was working. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I might not want to go back here. Or do
Yeah.
you think it's important for you to stay in the school?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I think for me, my career has always been driven about affecting change on a greater scale. Right? You think as a parent starting at a one-on-one to a school of 800, right? Each time you just getting bigger and bigger. And so now when I think of a school district of 10,000 or something, the same way Robert Jackson pulled up, probably because like I say, he's in Indianapolis. The brother was in Texas because that's how I got the book. So when you think of being able to affect really the country like that, man, if God allows you to do it, I think you got to move, man, because I think everything else will be covered. But I think it's just simply trying to pour into more people. So, man, if it happens, we gonna make it happen, man. But like I say, I'm not in control. I'm just a servant, brother. The same thing I tell my teachers.
Yep, and I love that, and I like what you said. Like, it's only God that I'm in the schools now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that wasn't something I was even. I just got a job being an assistant because I needed a job, and now I'm a teacher. And who knows? Like, what you said is so important, because I think as educators, sometimes some educators are well set in the classroom, but then
mhm,
there's some, especially with this new age of entrepreneur and being able to create courses and do all this different stuff and still help, is more impactful to the world, to the country, to that aspect of it. But then there's sometimes it might just be those people that stay in their community, stay at their school. So as an educator, I want you to hear both sides. We're not saying, oh, just go over here. Go where you can serve. Like he said, he's a servant. I'm a servant. Like if the school asks me to do something and it's not outside of my morals or core value, yeah, I'm gonna do it because it's gonna add value to the school because I know what I bring. And that's what you do. You add value because you know what you bring. I think once you know your worth in the schools and what you bring to the education world, it's like I might not do it like you. I might not look like you. I might not talk like you, but I'm gonna add value like you. And that's where, like we said earlier, the relationships. So I'm trying to see, do I want you to give some tips to parents or educators? I think you're a dope guy. I think you kind of can do both. Give 3 to 4 tips on to educators or parents how they can help our students. If it's just boys, if it's all students, but how can they help our students?
One, showing up like this is showing up, and so students are successful, and so, that's one. Right?
Hey, your thing is going in and out again, or something clicking.
You hear me now?
It's something clicking still.
Okay. What about now?
I can hear you, but it's still something.
Okay, well, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. I'm telling you what, that audio. But yeah, man. Okay, what you were saying for the tips. Number 2, for the parents, man. When your kid is talking, like I say, the biggest piece I learned is that when the parents ask the kid how they day went, or they take over the conversation, you don't let them. They don't really let them explain, or you don't listen. So listen in actively. So that means sometimes maybe repeating, so you're saying, but don't take over the conversation, people. And don't bring up the girl you think he like. Brother ain't trying to talk about that. I want to tell you actually what happened, but I never get the chance. So that's one good tip for the parents. Let me think about another one. Grow yourself as a teacher. Grow yourself. Man, as an administrator, dude, I was sitting at duty today with a book. Like I'm just reading because I'm trying to prep myself to get ready for this new staff, and I got to get better. And so I say, as a teacher, don't just think just because you got that curriculum down and you've been doing good that there's not more. Like each year we do goal setting. Take that opportunity to do something that will stretch you. Even if you don't meet the goal, you're not gonna get fired. But show. And so I would definitely say grow yourself. And the last one for parents, man, teach healthy emotions. Teach healthy, whether it's your daughter or your son that's angry. Be the example in showing them how to handle their anger, right? Even when you get mad, talk to them. Let them know that that emotion is okay, but this is how you handle it. Man, that goes for teachers too. When you discipline a kid or you're intervening on a kid, use empathy, right? Be the example you want them to be instead of getting ready to slap somebody.
I love that last one. That last one is so important because I do that a lot. Like it's okay it's all right, but you can't go and slap little Timmy. You can't do that. You can't just because he touched you, brush pie. You can't go hit him and that's very important. And as a parent, that's important, especially with your kids, because it's like say you got a kid, they don't get in trouble, and then one day they just get in trouble, and it's like okay, something wrong. What's wrong? What's going on? It ain't where, oh, let me get on you. This is first time getting in trouble. Why I'm gonna jump on you? Somebody mess with you. It's like you gotta know it. I add a tip. Know your child. Know your child. Because if you know your child, if the teacher call and then your child come home and it's two different stories, you know which one is real because you know your child.
Yeah.
You know,
Someone
okay,
know.
yeah, it might be one where it's like, okay, your teacher ain't lying on this one, where it could be another one where, so give you an example. There's a lady, one of my students' moms called, and she like, she got a Band-Aid. What happened? And I'm like, I don't know. It didn't happen in regular class. It must have happened in specials. She wasn't like rah rah rah. She's just like, I want to know if good or bad happened. I'm like, I got you. I understand. So I figured it out. Nothing happened. She got bumped, but the little girl put a Band-Aid from her foot on her nose.
Come on, man.
So nobody gave her the Band-Aid. She got bumped and just took it up on herself to nurse herself up. So once she asked the question, she was like, girl, you got me calling your teacher and thinking something going on, and you didn't, did this, and it wasn't where she snapped. Because some parents would have, she knew her child. She's like, let me ask some questions. Let's figure this out first. We figured it out, and it was like, oh, okay, girl, you tripping. And that's how you know. You know your child. So I always ask.
Hold up, man. Hold up before you go further.
Go ahead.
I got questions, bro.
Yep.
Who put the Band-Aid on?
She did.
Are these Band-Aids in your house? Is that other Band-Aid in the same place? Did you check that first, Mama? Before you charge me up? Like,
but no, this is the thing. She got it from her foot. When did this happen?
Yeah.
When did this happen? Like, so it had to be in the bathroom. She in there, do. And because I'm thinking, Nelly with the Band-Aid. I say that to the mom. She started cracking up, and I'm like, yeah, where? We didn't even know. We thought it happened in music because they had specials today.
Come on, Mom.
Like, nah, and it was just funny. So I asked my guest for a quote. It could be your quote. It could be a quote you've seen, whatever. But we need a quote from you.
Hold up, man. I have one, man. It says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, right? And so when you think about the podcasting, when you think about the speaking, when you think about the books, when you think about the emotional pouring that we give as educators, which is why we get them days off. People don't understand that. We got to regroup ourselves. It's about being consistent, man, but having the courage to say, dang, I'm only 70 today, but I know I can find this extra 30 because that's what I got to give these babies, right? Now, I'm always understanding you got days too, so mental health as well take off when you need to. But on top of that, man, I think it's the courage, man, to continue that makes the biggest deal. So that's my quote, brother.
I love it. I love it. And like you said, before I ask you how to people can reach out to you, like you said, like take a mental day. Like as educators, you got to. Like you can't go full force. Some of us parents married, you got other stuff you got going on. You gotta take a break. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, this week then whoop my ass, and I'm like, okay, when can I take a break? I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. But yeah, take that mental day. Not just even, people, everybody that listen ain't an educator, but anybody, take a break. Take that day off and not do nothing. Put your phone away. Just spend time with yourself because it's very important. Mental health is very important. So how can people reach you? How can they get the snippet that you were talking about? How can they find you?
Man, what I'll do for the information is I'll put it in our chat right there, so that way you can share it out with everybody. And it's basically I just created the title myself, so it's a good school year for my son. That's pretty much the name of the thing. And so other than that, man, KTTeeV.com, man, KTTeeV, what you see on the screen. Keep it simple. If you go to Google, you'll find all the work. If you go to any social media and type that in, you'll find me, man. And so we're giving out quotes each day. I've been on the reels lately. I've been pushing a lot of them motivational reels out. So just a lot, man, to try to keep people going throughout the day, but also educating and also trying to send out opportunities and freebies when I can too, brother. So I would definitely encourage people to get locked in to KTTeeV.com, man, and take it from there.
Yeah, I love the name. We both been on the same platform before, so he talked that good talk. He can help you out, as you guys heard on this episode. Is he has a lot of information, not just in the classroom or in the school, but outside the school.
Yes, sir.
You can reach me at Underdog Talk Podcast on all social media, all your platforms on podcasts. I'm on but just about everything on YouTube. Underdog Talk Podcast at gmail.com. If you got good, bad, if you want to know more about a guest, if you want to be a guest, whatever that case may be. Um, what's you got any closing words before you get out of here?
Yeah, man. Every day can be a good day if you choose it to be. That's it.
And on
That's it,
that note,
man.
peace, one love.